If you're anything like me, walkability is high on your list as far as what makes a neighborhood more desirable. But before I get into the most walkable neighborhoods we have here in Fort Lauderdale, I feel like we should come to some kind of agreement on what a walkable neighborhood is. When you first think of a walkable area, what you think of is like shops and dining, but there's a different kind of walkability that I think is important to bring into the mix, and that's just being in a peaceful area. Sometimes it's nice to just walk near a body of water or in a park, so what I'm gonna do in this video is show you some neighborhoods in Fort Lauderdale that have that walkability you're looking for. What is up, my friends? My name is AJ Butler. I'm a real estate agent here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and if there is anything at all that you need, real estate related or not, make sure to reach out. All of my contact details are in the description of this video. Now, I'm making a video about the most walkable neighborhoods in Fort Lauderdale. Con, wouldn't it make more sense to be walking through these neighborhoods?
Yeah, probably.
I thought so too. So what I'm gonna do, or what Con is gonna do actually, is overlay some videos that I took as I was exploring these neighborhoods as I tell you a little bit about them. So the first area I want to take you to is Las Olas. Las Olas is in downtown Fort Lauderdale, and it is the heartbeat of Fort Lauderdale. Las Olas Boulevard itself is a 2-mile strip that runs from Andrews Avenue all the way to Las Olas Beach that is extremely popular for both tourists and locals. Lined with plenty of shops, restaurants, and businesses, this is definitely a spot that you're gonna wanna check out when you're in Fort Lauderdale. Another cool thing to check out when you're in Las Olas is the River Walk, which is a walking path that runs along the New River that runs throughout downtown Fort Lauderdale. I have eaten many meals and sat down for many drinks in Las Olas, so if you need any recommendations for Las Olas, make sure to drop a comment or just reach out to me. Next, I wanna show you around Flagler Village. Located just north of Las Olas Boulevard, Flagler Village is a newer and trendier spot with a bunch of shops, restaurants, and art districts. It was once a neglected warehouse and residential district, which has since been turned into one of the most popular spots here in Fort Lauderdale. It's also home to numerous new luxury rental buildings and residential townhomes and condominiums. I actually set up most of my coffee meetings in Flagler Village at Circle House Coffee, and my gym is actually in Flagler Village as well. Shout out Flagler Village CrossFit. The next most walkable area in town is Central Beach here in Fort Lauderdale. This is for those of you who want to walk alongside the beach. You've got a 2-mile strip of Atlantic Ocean to explore. Within these 2 miles are numerous luxury hotels and resorts, thriving nightlife, and many spots that you can grab a bite to eat. And if you get tired of the sand, you have pretty easy access from Central Beach to both Hugh Taylor Birch State Park and downtown Fort Lauderdale. Next, we've got Lauderdale by the Sea. Lauderdale by the Sea is a very charming and beachy town just north of Fort Lauderdale. And not by mistake. In 1973, Lauderdale by the Sea put a limit to how high buildings could be built in that area, which is still in effect to this day. To prove how walkable Lauderdale by the Sea is, here's a direct quote from their website. "You don't need a car to enjoy our charming beachfront town. Everything you need is conveniently located within a few steps of our low-rise hotels, vacation rentals, and other accommodations, all literally on the sand." Another quick fact for you divers out there, Lauderdale by the Sea was recognized as South Florida's beach diving capital. So if you wanted to take a detour on your walk, you can throw on some snorkel gear and dive right offshore. Speaking of diving, I want to dive into a couple residential neighborhoods here in Fort Lauderdale that aren't necessarily shopping and dining districts, but are still extremely walkable. Welcome to Coley Hammock. Coley Hammock is situated just east of downtown Fort Lauderdale and actually has Las Olas Boulevard running directly through it. This neighborhood, despite a lot of the new builds popping up in the area, still retains a lot of its old Florida charm. Coley Hammock Park is the southernmost part of Coley Hammock, which actually sits alongside the New River, which makes this a perfect spot to just unwind and take a walk. Finally, we have Rio Vista. Rio Vista is a peaceful residential neighborhood directly south of Coley Hammock across the New River. 7th through 12th Street of Rio Vista hosts some of the most luxurious waterfront properties in all of Fort Lauderdale, which is why I think this is one of the most walkable places in all of Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale is such a beautiful place, and if this video doesn't have you wanting to explore every area that I mentioned, I don't know what will. Thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure to share this with a friend, and if there's any questions you have on anything that I mentioned in this video, make sure to drop it in the comments. Remember, don't get trapped in living a life that you don't want to live. Reimagine what that perfect life looks like and go out there and live it. We'll see you in the next one.